Hey guys, Dr. Rajaratna Tangavel here. Today's our TAD would be on pupils, and that's for you, my dearest pupils. So let's start right away. So we'll start with clinical scenario number 1. Now the question is, what is the diagnosis? Now the moment you see so many images, 5 pairs of eyes staring at you, you are definitely going to be anxious, terrified, and either you leave the question or you just go A, B, C, D, whichever is your favorite option, and you go for that. Now the aim is to teach you the concept, on also to teach you the methodology of how to decode these kind of questions. Okay, so we start with looking at image A. All right, now the given information for us is this is under dim light. Now what do I expect to happen in a normal pair of eyes under dim light? Under dim light, normally I would expect a physiological mydriasis. Now when I say physiological mydriasis, it's not a fully dilated pupil, it's a moderately dilated pupil, a little more than the usual size of 3 to 4 millimeter. So I see that this is kind of a little dilated, but this is very well dilated, which is not the normal reaction to dim light. Okay, so I do observe that there is an anisocoria. Okay, but the problem is I see that this is absolutely large. It's like insanely large. Okay, so I'm not coming to any conclusion here. I'm going to image B, and I'm going to analyze image B now. Now under bright light, what is the reaction that I expect normally? I again expect a physiological miosis. And I see that the right pupil has not changed in size at all. Do you see that? It's still well dilated. Whereas if I compare A and B, I see a well constricted pupil, right? So this is normal. I conclude that in image B, the left eye is behaving normally. The left pupil is behaving normally. All right. Okay, now let's move on to image C. Now, image C is near stimulus. That means we are checking the near reflex, where again I expect a bilateral physiological miosis. So again, I realize that the right eye has not changed at all. The pupil has not changed in size, whereas the left eye, there is a normal response. Okay, so there is a normal response, which is miosis. And you can see, can you see the convergence of both the eyes, part of the accommodation triad? All right. Now I move on to D. D is 0.125% pilocarpine. Now that's a very diluted pilocarpine. Now what is the response that I expect? A normal pupil will not constrict. Okay, it will not constrict. Now look at my right pupil, absolutely no change, it's still well dilated. And I realize that my left pupil is not constricting. See, it's not constricting. So it's a normal response. Normal response by not responding, right? Okay, so now we move on to E. 2% pilocarpine, that is the normal strength that we use for therapeutic purposes. And to 2%, 1% or 2% pilocarpine, a normal pupil would constrict. So a normal pupil will constrict to 1 or 2% pilocarpine. And what do I see on my right side? Absolutely no change in size, still well dilated. And here I see a normal response in the sense that it has constricted. Yes. So all along, from A, B, C, D, and E, I see that my left pupil is behaving normally, whereas my right pupil stays completely well dilated. So what is my diagnosis? My diagnosis is left is normal. What about the right? So probably somebody put a mydriatic drop. So right is pharmacological or drug-induced mydriasis. That's why it's not responding to anything. Whereas to the near stimulus, of course, it's converging, right? So here it's right pharmacological mydriasis. Now my question to you is, which is that drug which is only a mydriatic and not a cycloplegic? All right. So now we move on to clinical scenario number 2. So that's clinical scenario number 2. So now again we have 4 pairs of eyes staring at us, again asking for the diagnosis. So shall we proceed again with one step at a time? So we are starting with A, ambient light, that is normal light. So normal light, I can see that the right pupil is a tad bigger and the left is a tad smaller, or is it the left normal and the right dilated, or the right normal and the left constricted? I never know, because it's just a picture. I could have drawn it in any way, but all that I know at this stage is there is an anisocoria. What is anisocoria? Difference in the size of the pupil between the two eyes. All right. Now I'm moving on to image B to get any additional information. So now image B. Image B is bright light. Now bright light, I expect bilateral miosis. But I see only my left pupil has myose. So there is a normal response here. Whereas on the right side, I can see a very, very, very sluggish response. I do realize that there is a little bit of change. There's a little bit of change if you carefully observe. Okay, there is a little bit of change. There's a sluggish response. All right, now let's move on to image C. Image C talks about near stimulus. Again, I expect bilateral miosis, which I definitely see on the left side, which is a normal response. It's constricted well to near stimulus. Okay, of course, I forgot to draw the eyes convergent. I'm sorry, I just realized. Now, what about my right pupil? Now, the right pupil again looks sluggish response. Okay, let's see if we get any other information from image D. Now, image D, 0.125% pilocarpine. So, 0.125% pilocarpine. I've already told you that the normal pupil will not react, but what will react? An AD's pupil will constrict to this dilute concentration. So here I realize that my left pupil, it's a normal response. It is not constricted. You remember previously I've told you a normal pupil does not constrict. So this is a normal pupil. It is not constricted to 0.125% pilocarpine. But what about the right pupil? My goodness, it is constricted. Finally, it is constricted. Nice. Miosis. So that means this is a right AD's tonic pupil. Ma'am, but why does it constrict? Okay, I'll just give you an analogy. Okay, now if we have a heavy drinker, he downs, let's say 4 to 5 pegs, only then he has some symptoms of intoxication, or he's going to throw up, something like that. So that means a normal pupil that constricts only to 2% pilocarpine, he's like that, only with a high dose of alcohol, he's going to throw up. Whereas my AD's tonic pupil is like the first time drinker, one sip and then he throws up, right? So even to dilute concentrations is going to react. Do you understand? So 2% pilocarpine is going to constrict a normal pupil, and a normal pupil will not constrict to dilute pilocarpine. Just like a heavy drinker, nothing is going to happen with 1 or 2 pegs, maybe 5, 10 down is going to react. All right. So just remember this analogy. It's going to keep it forever in your memory. All right. Now, why does this happen? Why does this pupil react to such a dilute pilocarp? So in AD stonic pupil, the problem is in the ciliary ganglion. You know, the parasympathetic ganglion, there is a viral infection preceding this condition. So there is a lesion here. So it's not working. And you know, this is something to do with the parasympathetic system. And when the ciliary ganglion is affected, it is a post-ganglionic lesion. Now, in your post-ganglionic lesion, what happens is that your neurotransmitters are not produced at the in the synaptic vesicles, and therefore the receptors are all upregulated. You know, the muscarinic receptors or whatever is the appropriate receptor. So in this case, it will be the muscarinic receptors. They are all upregulated. Therefore, you have this phenomenon called as denervation hypersensitivity. Okay, denervation hypersensitivity. So that is the reason for this AD's pupil to react to such a dilute concentration of pilocarpine. Is that clear? So you got questions everywhere. You got a question, the image itself is a question, ciliary ganglion is affected and ADs is postganglionic and there's denervation hypersensitivity. And why is there denervation hypersensitivity? Due to upregulation of the muscarinic receptors in this case. Okay guys, I just hope at the end of this OTAD, you have transformed from FOMO to JOMO. Now, what is my JOMO? Joy of mastering ophthal. So, from fear of mysterious ophthal, no more, to JOMO. Now, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me through any of these platforms. I'm always there to answer. So, the next OTAD session would be again on pupils. Thank you guys. God bless you.